Soul. Welcome to Sacred Circle. Welcome to Tarot Tuesday. Welcome to the Soul Sanctuary. If you are new, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. Let's drop in with 3 cleansing breaths. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Yay, 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 yay. Welcome. We are in week 3 of our Soul Sanctuary Circle. And so this week we are focusing on earth, on the element of body, on bringing it all into the body and embodying the wisdoms that we received week 1 with sacred spellcasting, week 2 with the medicine of grace, and this week in the Wisdom Wednesday teaching, I'm going to be sharing with you an embodiment integration practice that I personally dive into a couple times a day, at least at the end of the day, every day. And it is the BDSM key. And no, it has nothing to do with sex in the bedroom, yet it does help get our bodies attuned and aligned so we can have more juicy experiences in the bedroom, because we all want to experience pleasure, right? And that's one of the places we can. Anyways, you're just going to have to join me on Wednesday to find out what the heck is the BDSM key and how can it not have anything to do with the bedroom. So coming back to today is Tarot Tuesday. This is a collective reading. I don't believe I'm going to have time today to dive into personal readings. We'll see what we're doing on time. I have a massage scheduled this afternoon, came in very last minute, and I have a cab scheduled to come pick me up. And sometimes they're a little early. So fingers crossed the cab shows up at 2 o'clock. So that way I am here with you for as long as possible. Okay, so this week is all about the earth energy. Okay, and coincidentally, we have the sun moving into Virgo. Okay, and the Virgo energy is about paying attention to the details. It's about devotion. It's about presence. It's about illumination. It's about discernment. All right. Now, this energy of the sun entering Virgo is going to welcome a season that helps us ground our devotion to our daily ritual, to our routines, to our practices, to whatever it is that we have just reawakened, refreshed, initiated into our daily lives to support us with the overall wellness of our being, with doing our sacred work, with doing our human work, with taking care of our communities and families. All right. Now, we had earlier this month the full moon. And now we are going into a new moon energy in Virgo, the day after the sun moves into Virgo. Okay. And so this new moon energy is about new cycles, new beginnings. And Virgo's presence in a new moon to kick off eclipse season and Virgo season is supporting us with true, soulful, real ease and renewal that helps us anchor greater harmony and balance in our human experience. Now, we have a full moon in Pisces and total lunar eclipse happening September 7th. And then we're going to have another new moon in Virgo happening on September 17th. Another eclipse, which, by the way, is my birthday. Okay, the September 21 solar eclipse in Virgo. My birthday is like happening in this window of intensity. Okay, so like we are stepping into a space where the light within us, that rooted, present, alive, nourishing, wisdom-filled, discernment-infused, gracefully aligned light that is within us becomes our guiding lantern and is the quote-unquote goal that we are working towards embodying in the waking experience. So this new moon is initiating a 6-week portal of collective and personal, because as within, so without, shift and initiation, anchoring into this highest timeline that we have been clearing the path and preparing for over the last few weeks, and especially in that last eclipse season earlier this year. Now, we're starting off this 6-week cycle, right? And then when we hit that next full moon, that's going to be the culmination of all of this emotional release that's happening, okay? Like Virgo new moon energy, it's like, okay, now you are clear, green light, go on what it is that needs to happen in the practical daily life to kick off momentum, to amplify mama manifestation, to anchor sustainable thriving. And that clarity brings up a lot of emotional release. That clarity brings up a lot of intuitive listening. Okay. And so by the time we get to 2 weeks from now, 2.5 weeks, okay, and we have that total lunar eclipse in Pisces, also a blood moon, that is when we're going to have a collective emotional rebirth. That is like Pisces full moon eclipse, okay? It's like generational completion is happening in this eclipse season, okay? Like you are coming into this clarity right now, or you have been, and now, by this new moon, it's going to be abundantly clear what is yours and what is not yours. And what is not yours could be ancestral. It could be karmic. It could be a partner. It could be a perfect stranger that your empathetic nature just absorbed and now it created a distorted sense of attachment and identity into. And so this is part of our soulful evolution. This is part of that medicine of grace, right? Giving ourselves grace. This is part of the sacred spell casting weaving that we've been doing. What is mine? With love and gratitude, this is not mine to feel. This is not mine to process. And even people who have already passed on, you can say, this is not my karma to process. You get to cycle back into the earth school experience and you get to work through your karma or not. That's your sovereign free will. I do not have to do this work for everyone else. I do not. And in fact, it is not healthy for me to give when I'm not in overflow. Because that's that multi-generational Piscean cycle of servitude and sacrifice that has been in completion for the last 2-3 years because of the Saturnian turnaround of time. So these next 2 weeks is going to be a deep decluttering of mind, of heart, of energy, of personal belongings, of relationships, of physical belongings. You might be going through a new wardrobe upgrade. You are going through a total transformation over the next 2 weeks. And it's very intense and triggery in the collective right now. I have been getting hit left and right with projection and deflection and assumption. And because I am so rooted in my daily embodiment practices, most of the time I'm able to recognize that the feelings that arise within me is just me empathizing for the other and not my own feelings around it. This is part of this soul mastery, okay? And untangling our emotions from the collective, from our ancestors, from our children, from our spouses, from our siblings, from anyone and anything outside of that is, for me, has been, and for many of my clients, the most difficult thing to do, because we are water beings. We have mirror neurons. Empathy is what humanizes us. So we get this, we start feeling like this week and the next 2 weeks, we start feeling the pull of destiny. We start feeling the pull of the life that is already here waiting for us to step into it and receive it, receive that next level of relationship, really receive the next level of abundance, receive that life upgrade, right? But to receive, we have to have room to receive. It's not enough to ask. We have to also clear the vessel to receive what we have been asking for. And so this new moon, and really the moons over the next couple of weeks, is not about asking for more. It's about preparing to receive what you have already been asking, what you have already been visualizing. And so this medicine of grace is so vital right now, because when we allow ourselves to drop into the softening of surrendering, of divine surrendering, of saying, it's okay for me to not do what is not mine, and to not feel guilty about it, right? When you can arrive at that point and say, I see that you're struggling. I see that you're in this karmic loop. And I see that this is your path, and I don't have to entangle myself into that. Right? That's when you start coming back into your embodiment, your experiencing. And then by the time we hit that new moon in September 21st and that big solar eclipse, okay, that's when we're going to be fully locked in to our inner clarity and outer purpose. That is when we will have fully released perfectionist patterns that do not serve. Like, that's the shadow of the new moon. Over analyzing, over processing, looking for closure and completion in places where you already know you're not going to get it. Striving to explain yourself because your wounding of not being seen and not being heard is just asking to be loved and to be nurtured. So this week, the big question is, what is now ready to be left in the past? And we've been talking about this, with this full moon, we had that big completion and release. And now it's about like, what has been released? Can you celebrate what has been cleared out? Can you celebrate the losses as actual gains of spaciousness, as a reclamation of energy, as a recollection of your soul power? Can you see now that everything you've been through, all the shit that you've been through over the last few weeks, months, heck, this year, okay, has been to clear anything and everything within your frequency, because A, you have asked for it. Nothing happens without your consent, okay? So if you're saying, I don't know why this is happening to me, well, my love, it's happening because you have asked for it. It may not be happening in what you asked for. Perhaps you said, I want to meet my husband. I want to meet my wife. I want to get married, right? And then all of a sudden you start going through dark night of the soul, and you lose, you get lost, you lose your job, your car stops working, things start falling out of your life, and you're like, wait, I'm confused. I just asked for a promotion at my job. It's because certain energies, certain beings, certain experiences in your life, if they remain when those blessings and that level up and those answered prayers come in, those energies and those experiences are going to take your blessings from you. And God, Goddess is not going to allow that. Because what's meant for you is meant for you, not for your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your cow, your best friend, your frenemy, your boss. No, your blessings are for you. So there's this dance right now with the Virgo, Pisces, Virgo, Pisces, Virgo, Pisces energy right now that's helping with the recalibration of intuition and aligned action. And so surrendering more to the flow in this current now while you're stabilizing your structure and developing routines and structures that are actually supportive of your natural rhythms is going to help you anchor in mind, heart, body, so that you can be more rooted in presence, and your daily self-care routines and practices help to nourish this mind, heart, body connection. And the more you feed yourself, the more you nourish yourself, the more you nurture yourself, the more aligned you are, the clearer you are, you're centered, right? So you can hear the messages that come in from the divine. You can hear your alarm bells go off when something's not right. And then you can make those quick decisions to like, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, 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 yes, no, yes, no. And you accelerate what you have been calling in, because you're yes, because you're so in tune with your mind. Your mind is clear. You know exactly what you're energizing. You're conscious of where your thought patterns go. And if they go down the rabbit hole, the monkey place, you're just like, hey, come back. If your heart starts feeling like, okay, take a moment and feel your feelings, like, hey, what's going on? Oh, we're feeling frustrated. Why are we feeling frustrated? Oh, it's because this person didn't honor our boundary of time. Okay, did I honor my boundary in time? I did. Okay, so this is not something I'm feeling, right? Like having those little talks with ourselves, right? And then the body, if your body needs rest, allow your body to rest. It's been really intense. So my housemate slept for 13 hours yesterday. I slept for 5. So it's like we're all just navigating these energies in the best way we know how. And so you are reminded to take care of yourself right now as we are entering this portal where doors of destiny are starting to open up. Use and tap into the energy of devotion and discernment and daily presence, illuminating through this Virgo new moon. And for the next couple of weeks as we are in Virgo season. I'm so excited for Virgo season. I love being a Virgo woman. It took me a long time. And I still have my own challenges with being a Virgo sun and having a Virgo 12th house, which is just like really intense, and a Pisces North Node. So, if you know astrology, this energy has been hitting me really intensely. And that's okay. This is all part of what I've asked for. So I've talked a little bit about the cosmic context for the energy this week and why it's so important and what we're going into, and the the overall energetics for the next couple of weeks. Okay, now let's pull some tarot cards, okay, to feel into additional messages that want to come through for this Pisces new moon energy. Okay, so what does the collective need to know most about this upcoming new moon in Virgo energy? Please and thank you. All glory to the utmost high. Queen of Swords. Discernment, yo, like people. Ooh, whew. There's some air clearing out, okay? Burping and belching is the way that energy clears. No need to be shameful for it, unless you've got like some digestional stuff and need to see a doctor, but you'll know that, right? So Queen of Swords, further confirmation. Trust your intuition, okay? And if your intuition is saying go do something, go do it right away, safely. Don't write it down on your to-do list. Don't check it off your, on your planner. When you are asking your higher self, your spirit team, what is your most aligned next step, and you receive that clarity, go and take aligned action. Look at that tower at the bottom of the deck, okay? Because the moment you hee-haw, huffa about it and just like, oh, I'm going to write it down. I'll get to it later. I'll get to it in 5 minutes. Unless you have to poop or pee, or you just need a quick sip of water to like fuel your brain, go take that aligned action immediately. It's very important, because then you don't give that overthinking, the overanalyzing, the questioning, the doubt, the fear, the worry, the stress, anxiety. Like, it has no room to come in and break you away from that connection with your discernment and intuition. You're like, no, this is what I'm going to do now, so we're going to go do it. Okay? Like yesterday, for example, I was sitting here at the computer in a really good workflow, and I have my work wall with like my to-do things here in front of me. And then all of a sudden, I was like, okay, I want to take a quick 5-minute break. What should I do? And I usually like go for a stretch, go for a walk, have a little smoke, make a hot drink, take a little nap if that's what I need, because it was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon or something. And that's when I usually, if I feel tired, I'll stop working and take a nap, read, just like get away from the screen. And what I heard was like, go paint your corner shelf. And there's like a shelf that I want to put up in my room, and it's just been sitting in the garage for like 2 weeks. And my desk is super fucking cluttered right now, and it's driving me crazy. I cannot stand cluttered spaces and just dirty, uncluttered. Anyway, I'm working with the best I got, right? I've been giving myself grace. So I went and I painted the shelf. And I couldn't find a brush. There was like this little tiny little plastic brush, not like an actual paintbrush. I'm like, fuck it. This is what I got. And so I basically stripped down in my underwear. It was like a super cloudy day. I stripped down to my underwear. All of a sudden the sun came out, and I just sat out there in the grass naked painting my shelf for an hour and a half. And it was amazing, because I was just so in presence with the task of devotion to this little shelf that I got for free, that I want to put up in my room to make my workflow more fun and pleasurable, right? So sometimes you might be taken away from the task you're doing, but that's what your soul needs to be nourished in the moment. And so I share that story because maybe that will be relevant for you, okay? Maybe that'll inspire you to step away from the tasks that you're doing and the things that you think you need to do right now, or else. No. All you have to really do right now is embody the magic that you are by being rooted in the present moment and nourishing your mind, your heart, your body, your energy in balance in what it needs, when it needs it, within reason. Yeah, right? Let's get another card. The Sun. Make time to play. If you need to schedule time to play in your calendar, do it. Okay? Like I have my time in the early evening when my room fills with rainbows because I have rainbow dream catchers, and that's my reading time. That's when I get to hang out with my inner child. We hang out, we with pillows and squishies and stuffies and a good book. Sometimes I'll have cacao, sometimes I'll have water. I'll just have some kind of beverage, yummy beverage, and I'll just hang out and read because that's what brings me joy. And it's one of the few things I can do these days that doesn't cause me excruciating pain in my body. So my activities for fun and play are very limited, but I'm still making time to play every day because engaging with play, engaging with an activity where it's not because you have to do it, not because it rewards you in some way, not because, somebody tells you to, but just because it brings you pleasure. When you anchor that practice in your everyday life, you are developing a relationship with curiosity, with awe, with wonder. And curiosity, awe, and wonder is what helps you stay aligned in your intuition and discernment. It is what helps you trust in the unknown. It is what makes life a delicious mystery to be explored rather than, a dark nightmare that to be scared of, right? So the sun energy is coming out. And the last card is Two of Swords. Okay, you're being faced with decisions this week. Don't overthink it. Trust your intuition. Trust your first ping. Let go of the making the lists of the pros and cons. Let go of the thinking of like, I don't know how I'm going to afford it. Every time you feed that thought of like, I don't know if I'm going to afford it, you are feeding the scarcity timeline. You are feeding the poverty timeline. You are feeding the lack timeline. If it's a couple extra bucks, just get it. If it's a couple $100, okay, use discernment. Maybe now's not the right time. Okay? If you really like someone and you want to reach out to them, just reach out to them. Everything starts with a hi. We all are striving to figure out how to communicate with each other, how to love each other. And the only way we can is by talking to each other. If you have an idea about how to improve things at work, speak up. If you get told no, okay, use the opportunity to learn more about leadership, management, delegation, communication, whatever. Or maybe it's time to move on from that job and go somewhere else. Go start your own business. Right? You're never going to know until you make an attempt. And I really despise the word try because the word try denotes failure. And failure is perceived in our world today as something to be shameful for, something that's bad. And failure is just part of life. Failure means you had the courage to take a risk in yourself, to take a leap of faith in the unknown. That makes you strong. That makes you courageous. That makes you just a little bit wiser, wouldn't you say? So whatever decisions that you're hemming and hawing about, time to cut the shit. Okay? Time to stop playing the victim. Time to stop overthinking. It's time to stop making excuses. Time to stop deflecting. Time to stop projecting. Cut through your own bullshit and get back to your heart of joy. Because it's judgment time, baby. It's judgment time. And if you do not make those judgment calls upon your own life, the universe will step in and it might not be as pretty or as gentle as it could be when you take matters into your own hands. Let's get one final message, please. Knight of Cups. Be loving and kind with yourselves, beloved ones. It's okay if you feel like you're starting over. It's okay if you don't know. It's okay if you're an adult and you've never had any experience with this kind of job, which is this kind of relationship, with this kind of career, with this kind of hobby. It's okay to be both an adult and a baby. That's part of that curiosity and wonder, and why cultivating that in everyday life is so important, because then when you're faced with, I don't know, it's not a, oh my God, I don't know how to do this. It's an, I don't know, how exciting. I get to find out how to do this. I get to learn how to experience this new thing. This is the energy that you're being asked to step into. This is the guidance. Pour into yourself right now. And if you have friends that you want to pour with and into and from each other, be reciprocal. Or partners, or babies, or chillins, or animals, or plants, whatever. It's all about reciprocity. And reciprocity does not mean 50-50. Reciprocity means that there is mutual listening to understand, that everyone feels seen and safe and heard and honored. And maybe one person is doing more of the heavy lifting, and that's okay. And the other person is needing that support or can offer support in a different way. Like, being an ultra able being, and this year has really humbled me, y'all. Like, this year has really humbled me and shown me where I've been in denial of being an ultra abled being, and that it really does affect my daily life, my relationships with, my inner circle, my workflow, all right? Like, I have been in supreme denial for years about my disability with my hands. And I'm working through my stages around that. Like, living with this beautiful woman that I just moved into has been really healing in the sense of how gracious she is with, I will get to it. And if I don't, she takes care of it, and she does it with love, not with like, oh, I'm picking up after you. Why can't you just be an adult? Like, you can feel the energy, right? When someone is just like being human with you and or not, right? Like, you can feel the difference in energy is what I'm striving to say, right? You can feel the difference in energy when someone is coming from a place of love and just like, hey, I see that you're having a hard day. I have a little more to give. Let me pour into you. And then you trust that that'll come back around, and vice versa. And this is the new now earth that we're anchoring in, where we are including the people in our lives rather than excluding them because of past experiences where we haven't been seen and heard and met. But we cannot receive what we are not willing to give ourselves. We cannot listen and hear about others what we're not willing to listen and hear about ourselves. So it's okay if you don't know how to do something for yourself. The question is, are you willing to be receptive to being shown how, or to having someone else do this task for you, right? That's that energy of innocence, of like, babies don't come out of the womb breakdancing, okay? That's some possessed baby demon shit right there, okay? They come out and they're floppy, they can't even hold their heads up, but they fall and they get up, and they fall and they get up, and then the next thing you know, you need to put them on a freaking leash or they're gonna fly off the cliff because they have no sense of spatial perception. And in the same way, there's aspects of you that is now being born or has recently been born. A desire to have a relationship or to take your relationship to the next level. That's a new baby that's learning how to walk, how to speak, how to engage. A new passion project, a new job, a promotion, right? A new home. These are all the different kinds of babies that we birth for ourselves, within ourselves, that we expect to be running at full speed maximum when, like, hello, I just came out of the womb. Can I be like swaddled a little bit and like gently nurtured and tended to? And this is such beautiful alignment for this energy, for this Virgo new moon, because it's like this Virgo new moon, we're starting to see the soft pink skin of our rebirth. Like the cocoon that we have been in for the last few weeks, months, years for some of us, okay, is like finally gone. Okay, over the next few days, it's like the little bits of pieces of the cocoon is finally falling away. And then you get to explore your new skin like, oh, who is this same and different? Of course you've changed. Of course you've evolved. Thank God, Goddess, you have changed and evolved. That means that you are growing. That means that you are expanding. Thank goodness that you don't know how to take that next step, or that you don't know what comes next. That means that you're in unknown territory, that territory, you're in expansion. How exciting is that? So get back into curiosity and play in excitement. Make those executive decisions, cut the bullshit, and be gentle and loving with yourself. Be gentle and loving with others. If you're tired, triggered, hungry, cranky, need a hug, all of that is okay. And see that people who are there in your world are also maybe tired and hungry and cranky and in need of a hug, yet they're reaching out and making attempts. Take initiative to connect with the people you love. Take initiative to disconnect from people that you keep pouring into, who don't tend to you mind, heart, body, and energy. Because you can't just piece out like, oh, okay, you can only you only get one part of me because that's palatable to you. No, that's dysfunction and disassociation, and that doesn't fucking work. Like, we can't piece ourselves out to make ourselves palatable. We've got like billions of people that live in this world, okay? Like, you don't have to play small. Yet the invitation is to be aware, to speak softly or loudly. Sometimes my voice gets loud. I'm just like, rah! And I'm like, I'm not angry. I just am very expressive. I've got a lot of fire. It's not an excuse. It's simply just acknowledging the human experience. So where are you in this human experience right now, here now, today? And what is being birthed quietly from the letting go of the past identities and stories? I feel complete with that reading. I would love to hear from you, those who are here live. Thank you for being here, deeply receiving your presence. For those of you catching the replay, thank you for tuning in and joining in. Yeah, I would love to hear what was a takeaway from today's message. If you have clarity of what is being birthed with this upcoming new moon, tell us. I want to celebrate you. If you want to send me a private email, thank you for your private emails. Y'all, I love waking up and seeing such beautiful messages from y'all. And I'm just like, thank you for seeing me. Thank you for letting yourself be seen and the sharing of your beauty. Even though we've never met in person, I always feel like I'm sitting in a room face to face with all of you who tune in live and in the replay, because energetically we are always connected. So let's drop into breath. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. First one. Second one. Third one. Tomorrow we're meeting Wisdom Wednesday Circle, and I'll be sharing the BDSM key. So join me for that embodiment practice. It'll give you a hint. It involves movement, and you can get as wild as you want, or you can just like bob your head or gently sway. All kinds of movement is welcome, and I'll dive deeper into that tomorrow. On Thursday, we have our breakthrough session, our accountability circle, where we will talk about Tuesdays and Wednesdays teachings, share breakthroughs, share aha moments, talk about your personal and professional goals. What kind of play are you engaging in everyday life? I want to know. Hello. And look at our action steps. Are they realistic, right? Are we aligned? Are we on point with where we want to be and what we're working towards? And then Friday is a very low energy session where we will talk about the highlights for the week that has passed. We will talk about what kind of fun plans we have for Saturday, Sunday. And then we'll just do some breath work and chant and sing songs together as well. So memberships for the Soul Sanctuary Circle, there's 3 levels, and it's only to provide financial flexibility. You get pretty much all the content in any of the 3 levels, and it starts as low as $4.99 a month. So for $4.99 a month, you get all the replays, you get access to the breakthrough sessions and the integration circles. And there will be more things that I'll be adding in the days to come as I stabilize into this new timeline that I have just rebirthed into. I'm still like coming out of my cocoon and like striving to figure out where I've landed and what's going to happen and what comes next. And I'm here very temporarily. So this is my commitment to me and for us right now, is to be here 4 days a week, 4 weeks a month. And I do have very limited availability breakthrough sessions where we get to sit for an hour, hour and a half, and we break through patterns. We look at any programs and belief systems that you are locked into right now, and I break that away. We do some EFT tapping, we do some breath work, I give you some integration assignment. And if you need deeper spiritual support like psychic surgery, heart repair, shields of protection, then that comes up in our session of like, where are you at and what do you need? For example, I had a brother that I just wove a draconian shield for. This draconian shield is something that I conceptualized with the support of dragons, ascended masters, elementals, and angels. And I've been weaving draconian shields for light workers, grid weavers, dream walkers for, I want to say like 7 or 8 years now. It's not something I advertise publicly. But when I am in breakthrough sessions, sometimes that comes through of like, okay, this beloved needs a shield. And it takes me 7 days to weave this in the quantum. So, there's definitely like energetic support that you receive from any kind of private session with me, which means that I am your dream space guardian anywhere from 3 to 7 days, depending on the kind of session we have, so that you are held and supported in the subconscious while you're recalibrating, and I'm keeping an eye and make sure nobody fucks with your shit, right? Because we're doing like really intense work, and think about working with me like you would a surgeon, right? Like you're coming in there for specialty work, and you want to make sure that you honor yourself and honor the medicine that the doctor is bringing you, right? Like you wouldn't just go to surgery and then go have heart surgery and then go climb Mount Fuji the next day, right? Like you want to be gentle with yourself. So anyway, we can have very gentle breakthrough sessions of just like chat conversation to like deep soul repair, and anywhere in between, depending on what you need. And all the information to connect with me and how to join the Soul Sanctuary Circle is in the description box below. Oh, also this week, I'm now remembering, Thursday at 11:30 a.m. PST, we have shamanic drumming and chanting, where we're going to be bringing in that Pisces new moon energy and opening into eclipse season, preparing our vessels to receive the blessings, to integrate with ease and grace this recalibration that's coming in off our highest timeline. So again, follow me on Facebook, Drasmine Integrative Alchemy, if you're on Facebook, and I make the similar posts on that page here in the YouTube posting. So turn on your notifications so you're updated when I make postings. And I look forward to seeing you in another circle session soon. Thanks again for being here, everyone. Sending you so much love and peace for today. Remember to nourish, hydrate, breathe in, breathe out. Be gentle with yourselves and stay connected. Ta for now.